1/2 cup sour cream, 1/2 cup mayonnaise, 4 ounces crumbled blue cheese, 2 tablespoons lemon juice, I use fresh squeezed, 1 tablespoon garlic powder, or you may use 1 large crushed whole garlic clove, 1/8 to 1/4 cup buttermilk. Link to mayonnaise and buttermilk are in the description below. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Let's Make Food from Food Kitchen. Today I am making buttermilk blue cheese salad dressing. Why would we make such a thing? Well, the history of blue cheese dressing is kind of a mystery. Not entirely, but it's not as detailed as some of the other things that we look up. Blue cheese dressing appears in some recipe books in the early 1930s, maybe 1920s. That's about as much as we know. I don't have a name for who invented it, so let's get started. I'm going to take my 4 ounces of blue cheese crumbles. I'm going to take my house-made mayonnaise dressing. Link for the video for mayonnaise is in the description below. There we go. I'm going to take my sour cream, which I carefully checked the label on to make sure that there wasn't things in there that didn't need to be. There should only be cultured cream in your sour cream. Go ahead and take the sour cream out of your fridge and look at the label. You might be surprised what's in there. All right, that's in there. The next thing I want is my lemon juice. This is fresh squeezed. You can use bottled if you would like. I'm just gonna try and get some of that off my spatula. Set it aside and put in my garlic powder. I chose to use garlic powder this time just so that you can see I do use it. I don't always use fresh garlic. It's convenient, sometimes in a hurry, sometimes I'm just feeling lazy. Whatever you want to do. If you want to do fresh crushed garlic, just go ahead and take a very large clove, or 2 smaller ones is fine. Crush them up into something that resembles a paste and then stick those in as well. So this is going to not mix quite as well as some other dressings because of the chunks of the cheese, but you'll get there eventually. And one of the things you can do if you really like that blue cheese flavor to be strong is take a spoon and mash up some of those little blue cheese bits and then remix them into your dressing. And that will make your flavor a little more bold. So I'm just gonna get all those little chunks of blue cheese off my whisk. And I think I'm ready to get rid of my whisk, so I'm just gonna set it over on my table later. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and crush down a little bit of the blue cheese, but not a lot because we like it chunky. This particular dressing does get very thick in the fridge. So that brings us to our buttermilk substitute. You can use regular buttermilk, but I'm using the substitute I made because once again, I'm out of buttermilk. I'm gonna do 1 tablespoon at a time. And I want it to be a little thinner than what I like it as a final product. And the reason for that again is because once it sits in the fridge, it's going to get thicker. Not a big deal. You can always add more buttermilk later on. So this is, as you can see, it's very thick. Clumps fall down, some of it's the cheese. This is something that we enjoy regularly in our house. I buy big containers of blue cheese and we typically go through most of it relatively quick. This and ranch are the 2 that we typically use the most. We can make them in advance. We have salad almost every day. We're trying to be healthier, so it makes sense for us to make our dressings instead of buy them. All right, this is done and it's a consistency that I like. So you can see it kind of maybe, there you go. That gives you a good idea what that's gonna look like. So I'm not gonna use this right away. You can, it is ready to use. I recommend waiting just so that that garlic powder and everything can kind of meld together and develop a really nice flavor. Maybe half an hour if you have time to wait. If you don't, just use it. The rest of it, whatever's left, will age in the fridge and be beautiful. This, just like most of the other stuff with dairy in it, is gonna last you 5 to 7 days. The fresher your ingredients, the longer it will last. One of the things I will caution you on is if you use a low-fat buttermilk, if you use a low-fat sour cream, you're gonna end up with a watery product after it's sat in the fridge. Low-fat, anything doesn't tend to do very well with this. So I use 2%, you can use whole milk. that freeze isn't going to do very well. Skim's not going to do very well. But you do what you need to do. If you're going to make a little bit and use it right away, you probably won't have that problem. So I poured it all in my jar. I'm going to put on my lid. I'm going to grab my label because I always label all my stuff. And my dressing is done, ready to go in the fridge. If you liked today's episode, please click that like button. If you enjoy this sort of content, please consider subscribing to our channel. Click the bell for notifications and look down in the description to find today's instructions and recipe, as well as any links to other videos that'll be helpful for today. If there's something you'd like to see us make, tell us what it is in the comments below. From our kitchen to yours, let's make food from food.